may get some light rain showers behind the main line that has come through, but you're about done. Certainly Dixon, Calhoun, Owensboro, you've even been taken out of the tornado watch, which is certainly some good news. And the tornado watch, even for the Bowling Green area, is going to expire here at 10 o'clock in 30 minutes. So we're hoping that a lot of this just begins to become more rainy, more what we call stratiform. Stratiform is just layer of clouds, lots of rain. It's where just rain takes over a big piece of real estate. That is, yeah, back there is a good example of it that Micah is showing you. Mayfield, Paducah. It's not the storm part, it's just the rain part of the system. Which means things are starting to stabilize a little bit more, which is certainly good news. I haven't really seen any more reports, and we got a lot more. There's a lot of reports of hail, the large hail that we had earlier, but I haven't seen any new reports of hail, which is also a good indication that things are trying to switch modes.
And we've got a few reports over towards our north, towards like the local Valley Station, Radcliffe, as you see on your screen. Elizabethtown even possibly, I think, may have put out a public report, but none around here. I have seen a few photos. Of course, don't have that right now, but there are a few people that may be watching and are around Warren County that their windshields did go in. I saw a picture just a little bit earlier. Their windshield on their car did go due to the hail. But as you mentioned, we have seen less hail reports, at least, over these last couple of hours through this last hour or so with this second line that we can see.
Well, I know that many of you who have sent in some of the photos of the large hail, you're like, whew, I'm glad that part's done. And for the most part, it is done. There still may be a little bit embedded in the line of storms as it comes in. There you can see he's put on the hail track.
Not as definite as what's still back here.
Yeah, that's where the worst of it is. And see, that's where you're getting the large hail, potentially damaging hail, with that tornado warning that's now over the Russell Springs area of Russell County and over toward south of Liberty, Kentucky. But all of this, there may be little pea-sized hail in there, but I don't think there's going to be much more than that. And it's all just going to change to a lot of heavy rain, occasional lightning, rumbles of thunder, and maybe a gust of wind. In fact, Micah, let's do a couple of things with the Kentucky Mesonet graphics. Let's show wind. Okay, there's the temperature.
Let's go with sustained wind first.
Sustained winds, pretty light,
Not
except
exactly
for
prominent. I mean, you've got Franklin down here.
Yeah.
18.
18. You got 23 in Munfordville, sustained with that line of storms, but
well, there's
here
a 44.
are the gusts. Yeah, there you go. Munfordville, you just had a wind gust of 44 miles per hour at the Mesonet site there, just outside of Munfordville.
That's tropical storm strength in the Saffir-Simpson scale. If we were going with that hurricane force winds, and of course that's sustained winds. We were talking about gusts. But 44 miles an hour. That's pretty prominent.
Now let's look at rainfall. I'm curious as to how much.
We tallied at least an inch so far just with the stuff from this morning, but it doesn't look like we've added all too much. 2.3 in Butler County, 1.8.
Yeah.
And that's still to come. That's the main line is still mainly coming.
Well, you can see that a lot of it is right here. where that main line is coming through.
I'm
That's
I'm wondering over just of our area. There's that red there. I'm wondering what that looks like. Let me look that up myself.
that is Christian County.
Yeah, you've got Christian County right there. I'm wondering
Yeah,
what kind of numbers they've come in with so far. Really, they're almost done, as I should say.
right.
2.51 is what the readings
2.5
there.
inches.
It's saying that on the Kentucky Mesonet site that it's got it even a little bit more for Butler County at 2.89, nearing 3 inches for
Wow.
that. So the information isn't updating as quickly as we would like. 1.86 in Muhlenberg County.
Okay. Well, we said that we would pick up some pretty decent rainfall out of this system, and we have, and it's still coming down. I mean, we're not done with the heavy rain just yet, as you can see on real-time radar. We're still getting some heavy downpours of rain.
But they have now made this a destructive severe thunderstorm warning approaching Todd County. Still not entirely in our area, but it's just that, I mean, Todd County's right next to Logan County, and Logan County is into that more central area that we would be looking at.
Yeah, so I'm looking at that one. Now, you may not have heard of it before, but a destructive severe thunderstorm warning is kind of a new distinction. It has that tag on it that says destructive, and that's because what they're looking at here is winds could be up to 90 miles an hour. 90 miles an hour. Some of the wind coming out of that gust front in that Boeing segment that is now just east of Hopkinsville now and moving toward Elkton.
See if I can bring that up. Winds looks to be the threat there of 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
70 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter size hail. Let me make sure this is the right. Yes, this is the right one. That's coming up as on our screen here. Destructive severe thunderstorm warning until 10:15.
Yeah, so what they're wording inside the warning is they say it's an extremely dangerous situation with tornado-like wind speeds. Mobile homes and high-profile vehicles like tractor-trailer trucks susceptible to the winds of that magnitude and may be overturned. So that's a little bit of a different kind of severe thunderstorm warning that we're not used to seeing. It is something that is a little bit more new, if you will, from the Weather Service offices, in that they can tag some of these warnings and give it a little bit more of a descriptor. And you see out there, it's got that, go back, there you go, destructive. Instead of just a severe thunderstorm warning, destructive because of the winds. So,
but they haven't extended this tornado warning back here. It's still we're still 5-6 minutes away here, Chris, until that's expired.
yeah.
But maybe that's a switch out for what we're seeing here. Yes, it seems to be building strength. I want to say when it was a severe thunderstorm warning back here,
Right.
making its way through Trigg and towards more of the Todd County area. I want to say it was 60 mile per hour winds. So it seems to be gaining speed and velocity and destructive winds.
And you could probably turn on the velocity scan there and see exactly what they're talking about. You're not going to see inbound, outbound winds together because this is not tornadic anymore. This is all straight line winds. Pushing, what is that? That, now keep in mind,
Yeah.
before you What? 97?
Estimated.
No.
Estimated.
This is Doppler radar estimated winds, potentially 75, 86, 83, 92.
Not trying to pick just random places here, but
this is where the greatest concept. Look at that, 103 mile.
you're looking at Category 1 then.
Yeah. So
if these are true, that is, of course, these are right. As you just mentioned. I just want to make sure that's communicated here. These are just estimated winds. Yeah. It's not shown on that what was shown on the NWS tag on there. It just says 70 mile per hour winds, but the estimated.
Yeah. I'm coming.
Once the winds actually, the radar beam is going and seeing those potentially damaging winds of 80, 90, 100 miles per hour. But once the winds actually hit ground, they're not going to be quite that strong, but still very strong winds coming through Hopkinsville.
There's your storm relative.
Right now. Yeah. So we're not seeing real rotation here. Everything is uniform. The storm collapsed down to the ground. With those kind of winds, for the wind 100 plus miles per hour, not be ground, not and that's the concern. So here's let's go to the.
Let's take a look at that baseball camera. Those clouds are looking at pretty quick, maybe in some kind of development. Yeah, it almost looks like daytime, as our producer Quincy is saying.
The reason why it looks like it's almost daytime tells you how the clouds are. The lights on that cloud, the low overcast, the so low that we're.
More parts further into
so 9:43, we're less than 20 minutes away from the 10 o'clock news, and I think we can is we're going to give a team chance to the 10 o'clock news up that and get everybody ready for 10 o'clock check. So there's the incoming line of storms, the low clouds, the radar still pretty active, but we're going to just take this moment. We'll be back in 15 minutes, the top of the hour, for News 40 on CBS and NBC 40 here at WNKY. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Nervous, scared. I think I was living